Demo. Demo. Demo.
Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is such another beautiful afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to these quarterfinals between Equity Bank and Trailblazers Volleyball Club. Flo, what do you expect?
Well, there is really nothing to expect in this particular quarterfinal. It is the first quarterfinals on the men's side, right?
No. The one between GSU and Kenya Prisons was
Prisons.
another
My
quarterfinal.
bad. This
So
is
of
the
course,
second.
Kenya Prisons have qualified.
Yes.
This is yet another quarterfinal.
And we are back live from the NYAYO National Stadium Indoor Arena.
Exactly. The referees here Judy Musinya.
Judy Musinya and Paul Sega. Quite a huge responsibility on their shoulders on this particular match, because both teams are known to be arch rivals.
Yes,
So-
and of course we expect that this is going to be as exciting as it was in the previous league leg. We'll get back to you shortly once the first whistle goes off. So don't move. Just don't touch that dial.
Not touch that dial.
Trailblazers! Yok BITOK. Usikoma tu kadi.
And we are back with yet another quarterfinal against between TVC and Equity Bank, seeming to be quite a starter here because no team has proven to take the lead yet. Probably testing the waters, I see. But it's definitely promising to be a thriller match. They're still testing each other. See how good are you, how prepared are you, where can I use as a weak point. Both teams bringing their first players, first 6 players, the best of each team, believing that they are going to deliver this particular day. Arch rivals for the better part of this league, the current league going on. Well, it was fate that brought them together. Another pair of arch rivals, just like the one that has just ended in Langata with GSU and Kenya Priests. TVC leading 6-4.
Well, of course, that now is 7-4. That ball couldn't cross the net on the Equity Bank side. And like you said, these ones are arch rivals. And if you recall their previous encounter in the previous league leg, that's actually an ace from Obadiah Kipto. Though that makes it 3 aces for Kipto in the first, 8 scores. So out of the first 8 scores that TVC has, 3 of those are aces.
Obadiah promising to lead from the front, just like he has many times. So that's a good show at the beginning.
It's a good thing because I think he's challenged now, considering that Cialo is back.
Yes.
So he's feeling that he needs to perform because otherwise there would be a very quick substitution. But he has really done well so far with 3 aces for TVC. Obadiah, he goes there to do the 4th service.
Well, definitely another challenge for the Equity side because with Cialo back being a dependable player for the TVC side, I'm sure they are worried lot. They don't know what to expect.
Another ace.
Another ace.
Quite a beautiful ace there from Obadiah Kipto, the youngster there, stepping up to the challenge here.
Giving the boys confidence.
Exactly.
Of an early lead, a very major lead.
5 points ahead for TVC, and Equity Bank have to rethink. Missed one there, but at least he has 4 aces to his name. The first, for like the first 9 scores, he has 4 aces. Obadiah Kipto.
And it's a service for Equity Bank, Philip service.
He actually stepped on the line, and then of course he serves the net. Another error there. It would prove pretty expensive later in the game, like we have seen in the previous games that we have brought you here. It's quite a challenge that these teams keep repeating that mistake. Mbappe
also
easily picked up.
Service.
Is it blocked? Still in play. Mbappe with that. Oh, and Adams makes that look easy. Yeah.
Taking a very comfortable lead, and seemingly they are bound to maintain it. Could it be that Equity having another match earlier on in the day, they should be at a good position to keep the momentum since they've warmed up the match. And today,
another ace by Julian Mbappe. And remember, this is a knockout stage.
It is a knockout stage.
So you want to avoid those errors as much as you can and be able to capitalize on every opportunity that you get. Julian Mbappe again. Right now, TVC has a comfortable 7-point lead. He decides to just spin it, and it lands square on their side of the net. 6 points between the two teams now. But really, we have seen quite an improvement in the quality of service for TVC compared to what they displayed yesterday playing with AP Kenya. Nicely picked up by Adams. goes to him, and there's nobody in that space there. And so he delivers that other point for the Trailblazers side.
Means that he really is good at playing with the blocks, seeming that he avoided the blocks and actually placed the ball in a position where it was least expected, because that's
Eugene Okello, exactly.
Again,
Siret there
Siret
playing
having a
a
point.
witty game. Eugene Okello was too far to pick that ball up. And you know, it is interesting because most of these players have actually, on either side of the net, have actually played together before, right? That a majority of the players in the TVC court were formerly Equity, and so the fact that they are able to, you know, size each other up and play this way really shows that they have an understanding of how either of them play. Yeah. Another poor reception there. Comes back, Julian Mbappe goes back to Adams. Does he kill it? No, he doesn't. Goes out. And that gap continues to reduce.
like the previous matches, I think the 15-point mark is going to be quite the decider on the nature in which this particular set is going to pan out.
Yeah.
Equity, or rather Trailblazers, seems to have
now that gap is only 3 points.
From the initial stages, proving that we're here for business.
Yeah, I hope they can
well collected
maintain that lead now. That it's only been reduced to 3 points. If they can go back to the 6, Adams picks it up nicely. Goes over the line, over here. And of course, that is the first timeout we are seeing from the TVC side.
TVC is well known for starting well, and sometimes they have a major challenge in the way they start a competition, or rather a game, and with time it seems to be a challenge maintaining the lead. Do you think this the fact that they are taking an early lead is a good indication that
it is really a good one, because one, you want to also just play a mental game against your opponent, and so I think the fact that they have the challenge now is, you know, it is one thing to go ahead, the challenge is maintaining that lead, and we've seen that Equity have been able to bridge that. It's only 2 points remaining, so it really now takes the creativity and experience of the players on court to sort of make that difference. Otherwise, if they let, you know, Equity Bank gain ground, then they might go past them. Adams with that reception, it is still again picked up. Adams goes for the kill, still in play. Picked up by Mbappe, Regan Oselu and Mbappe, and there is a lot of rebounds, but they cannot pick that up.
And the Equity's side front court defense, their blocks seem to be very solid today.
Yes, Wilson coming in handy there.
Those balls.
Regan, that ball is still in play. Will it be played? It is still in play. Mbappe and then Obadia.
And it's
Olivero goes for it. It's still in play. Adams. The ball is still in play. Actually, it's a beautiful rally here. And that ball.
The one-man block. One-man block.
Could not cross. I think that is Mugo. Mugo is on court today, right?
That is definitely.
Let's just have a look at that again. Actually, it's not Mugo. I'll just let you know in a bit who it is. Jersey number 5 for Equity Bank.
Jersey number 5 for Equity. Philip Ndumo.
Yeah, that was Ndumo, yes, who could not. Again, they are back to their 3-point lead. Derek apart there with a very beautiful block against Wilson.
Sami Kirongo trying
Regan
to
with a nets up. And the coach there is having to explain how to do it. Of course, even Coach Kirongo, they are having conversation with his
It's very important to
blocking
note that
defense.
both coaches have rich history in playing volleyball for a very long time. Coach Geoffrey Omondi playing formerly for Kenya Commercial Bank before he retired and took coaching.
Derek apart there, and there seems to be a controversy there.
The ball
did cross, and I
cross,
thought there was a touch
touched.
out. There is a touch out there, but the referee has given that point away
I don't know whether this stands, but there's a change in the rules that if a ball touches the rim of the net while a blocker is blocking, it's automatically considered to be a touch out.
Well,
Whether this stands or not, you're yet to find out. And there's a net touch.
there's a net touch. Point goes to TVC.
TVC is still leading, though the margin has drastically
If that
reduced.
point had been awarded, they would have been ahead, right? By
They
at least 3
still
points.
are ahead, but considering
That
they had
margin,
started
yeah.
by having a 5-point margin, and right now
Even
it's
6
reduced
actually
to
at some
2.
point.
It means that Equity are good at making a chase.
See that with that reception. Regan
The ball
picks
is
it up.
up.
Mbappe.
It's still up. It's still up. Philip. It's a touch out. Touch out.
There with a touch out. I actually thought for some point that the infrastructure here would,
Come into play.
limit.
I
the
guess
play of
you
that
just
ball.
have to get lucky
Yeah.
once in a while because
And he goes in there with a lot of power. Ndongo.
the men's volleyball way of playing is a bit more aggressive.
Adams picks it up nicely. And yes, again, Obadiah Kipto
Here with his left hand. Quite weapon.
providing a challenge
uses,
for the blocking defense there on how to go about containing him.
considering most players are actually right-handed.
Right, yes.
So you're automatically tuned to block the right hand. Then that plays a major advantage.
Trying to fix the antenna there. Still a 2-point lead for TVC.
Slowly
Quite
gearing
comfortable
on.
if you ask me for them.
Well, I wouldn't quite say that because we are yet to hit the 20-point mark. Anything
Well,
is possible. 2
an-
points, 2 points
anything
at
is
that point. Well,
considering they were 6 points ahead at some point.
yes, yes, that's
yeah,
quite.
anything can happen. And unless Equity decides not to make use of their opportunities, then TVC will of course hit that 20-point mark
Definitely.
first.
Definitely.
Apart, that service, Ndongo receives it, still in
Still
play.
in play.
Very-
It.
It is still in play again. Still in play. And ball is still playing. It's going to be a free ball and it goes out.
18.
That is Ndungu
18,
there
15.
again. With that error in judgment. That ball goes out of play. He's receiving quite some pep talk there from his coach, Kirongo. Eric apart with the service again. Back to Ndungu. He's going to... well, yeah, he picks it with just one hand.
Seems to be a
Adams.
problem with the block calls because
Yeah.
it's been hit directly.
Jersey number 14 for Equity.
Jersey number 14 for Equity. That would be one Abraham Kikimboy.
Yep, and Adams receives it really well. Of course, the blocks is really good.
Again, the blocks are
They have reduced that margin to only 1 point, Equity Bank. Julia Mbappe goes in hard, but that rebounds wasn't anticipated there by Adams. And it lands in their court. Nicely picked up again by Adams. It is Obadiah who goes for the kill. And his left hand is proving to be lethal.
It is proving to be lethal.
Yeah, they're just now 1 point.
To have started on a high. in
1
this match.
point clear of the 20-point mark that you were talking about.
Oh,
Still
yes,
leading
yes.
by 2 points, and it's
Still leading
Obadiah
by
again going for service. Is it another ace? It is nicely picked up. Ndomu goes for it, and it's a touch out off the hands of Eugene Okello.
Philip trying to use his wit at playing in those blocks, forming Trailblazers forming
See
a
that
three-man
delay
block.
in, it's actually off the hands of Regan. Captain James Mutero having a conversation with his setter there. Try and make a difference in the way they play. It is over here. Are they able to still continue that? Yes, it is still in play. Really beautifully done.
And the coach is furious.
It is furious, and even the libero himself, yeah, he really fought hard to keep that ball in play.
On court that they keep losing concentration at one point. So much tension.
The libero there really played well. Basil. It is now Mbappe. Basil picks it up. Again, another touch out by Siret there. Off the hands of Regan.
I think
the
Equity
coach there
realized how difficult it's going to
demonstrating
be.
how it should have been.
It's going to
I
be
think
really
there was some
difficult.
distance between the block on the extreme right, Regan, and from the antenna.
I think
There's another change. There's a change for Equity Bank.
Equity Bank number 13, Nobesta goes out, and number two, one Eli Kigen comes into
serve. It's only 1 point. That is a difference between these two teams now, and this is where the truth comes to bear. Whoever will maintain the lead here, and this time around it is Eugene Okello who makes that difference for Regan Oselu there for TVC. Nicely picked up by Mutero there. You can see the replay. Wilson was too slow for that. Still back to the 2-point lead. Eugene with a service.
Eugene serving for Trailblazers.
You want to pray that no one makes an error at this point. Oh,
and it's a free ball.
almost
They
cost
use it.
Equity. Julian Mbappe goes out of play.
Touch-out.
That ball goes out of play. Yes, the referee agrees that the ball is out of play. Of course, there's some bit of controversy from the Equity side.
Controversy.
Let us have a look.
Whether there was really a touch-out or not.
That ball goes out of play without any touch.
TBC 3-point lead at this point with the third, then definitely.
Yeah.
They are at a better position of taking the set.
I think for Mbappe, that was really a very simple point to almost lose. Because you want to put in all the power that you have. But I think it was too far for him to reach, considering the way it was set. Nonetheless, they've still earned that point.
Also important to note is that sometimes as a player you want to be as tactical as possible. As long as the ball touches the court on the opponent side, then it is assured to be a point.
Yeah.
Everyone knowing Mbappe's way of playing and his power and enthusiasm in his attacks, it is possible to always expect him to hit the ball. So that is him attempting to show them that, hey, it's not always what you expect. And unfortunately, they did pick it up, but if it would have been a point, it would be a case of trying to change a bit and make them aware of what could possibly happen should he decide to change. Trailblazers still leading at 22-19. Let's see whether they will take the set. They have just a 3-point margin to take in the set, and Equity trailing behind by the same margin, 3 points.
Yeah, it's again Eugene Okello with a service there. Picked up by Siret. It goes to keep them going. Mbappe picks it up, but it's not enough.
And that is one powerful hit. Very powerful hit.
Yeah.
And well set from the setter. Very good set. He made sure that he had just one block, and he did try to stop that attack. Unfortunately, it was too quick for him. 20-22.
Setter goes for that service. Regan Selu. That ball does not cross the net. Does not cross the net.
It did not cross the net.
TBC going out on a timeout. No, there's actually a change. Masezerano is coming in for Obadia Kipto, and Regan Oselu steps out to allow Cialo to continue with that game.
Felix Otieno serving for Equity. Let's see whether the match, the change that has just been made at Trailblazers will assure them of victory in this first set. Cialo being lethal, very lethal.
Mbappe picks it, it doesn't get there, and it is, a lot of power. Cialo there saying,
being smart.
Just being smart, yeah. You see, if he had done that without the power, and then it would still have landed in their court. Also, having an issue there with the reception by Mbappe again. Couldn't get to Masezerano. And service for Cialo. Is it a jump serve? Of course it is.
Very powerful jump serve. Contention once
There's
again.
a very big contention there. And that point goes to TVC.
Another mistake.
There were 4 touches there.
Another mistake. You're only allowed to touch this ball 3 times. And you cannot at whatever point touch it twice
it has to
in
be
succession.
Yes.
So that is another, the same person made the same mistake once again. Just like Dugu seems to have lost it in this game. I don't know whether it's the nerves or the tension or the weather.
Cialo goes for that. Again, Basil with that reception. Nicely blocked.
3-man block by Equity.
But it is blocked out.
Is it a block out?
Yeah, it's a 3-man block by TVC.
TVC
but it goes
1
out.
point shy of taking this set.
Yes.
And Equity having a lot of pressure.
That is
a lot
still.
of pressure.
Is it Elid Kipkemboy?
Elid Kipkemboy serving?
No, the one who was making that hit.
Yes, it was.
Jersey number 14 there.
It's a
Nicely
simple
picked
serve.
up.
When they finish it,
There's a net touch by Equity Bank. And the first set goes to TVC.
25-22.
It's been a beautiful game, isn't it?
It is a beautiful game. Cialo's coming through for Trailblazers, and clearly it shows that these people trust him to lead the team because of his experience that he's gained playing professional in Iraq. Just came back the other day. Seems to have gained a lot of professionalism and a lot of skill from his stint outside Kenya.
Yeah.
That goes a long way in helping a team in its performance, and this is, I guess he's allowed to play now because it's a tournament, but during the league match he cannot play for Trailblazers until the end of the National League and the beginning of a new season. I'm sure you missed, the team really missed his services on court.
Yeah, but like you were saying, Obadia has really stepped up to that, to try and fit in those shoes. Of course, you can see the points from this particular set. Of course, it has ended 25-22 in favor of Trailblazers. Points from attack are 12 from Trailblazers, 9 for Equity. Blocks are 2 each. Service aces, of course, 5 for Trailblazers, 4 of those being from Obadia Kipto. I think the other one was from Mbappe. And then opponent errors, of course, there are more for Equity Bank and 6 for Trailblazers side. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what your predictions are. And of course, this is just the beginning. The first set, the end of the first set between Trailblazers Volleyball Club and Equity Bank Kenya. We'll, of course, keep you posted. For now, we will take a short commercial break. And then once we return, we'll bring you the next set.
Trailblazers! Ni wa kujitoa wewe.
And we are back with the second set of the match between TBC and Equity, the second quarterfinals of the BITOK International Tournament. Trailblazers leading the first set. They've taken the first set 25-22. Second set looking slow, but moving quite surely. Is it going to be a replica of the first set, or is Equity going to redeem itself?
Well, we just can wait to see. A ball goes out of play by Ndongo there of Equity Bank, and it is still Adams going to serve there for TBC. TBC are leading by 3 scores. Equity have 1. You can see the captain James Mbero there having a conversation with his teammates. Adams with a net serve. Wilson there going to serve. He's gotten used to, jump service. Let's see if he'll do that here again. He decides not to.
It's a jump float and big
Mbappe.
And
of course goes to kill it.
A lot of surprise from
They
the
are
Equity
surprised,
side.
shocked that that ball is in court.
It was quite fast.
Yeah. It was a very quick hit for Mbappe there, also formerly of Equity Bank.
Formerly of Equity, quite a number of players.
Number of the players,
but,
like we said, play with nice block there by Eugene Okello, and Ndongo decides to play it simple. Pat sets it, but Obadia goes in too hard, sends it out of play. And his colleagues there telling him it's okay. Badia goes hard. There is a net touch by Equity Bank, I think by Ndungu again.
Trying whatever way they can to stop
The left-handed attacker
really
there. And there is a net touch. Actually, it's not Ndungu. Obadia with a service. And we can also see Paul BITOK there, man of the tournament, having a conversation with John there from TBC. It's only just 1 point between these two teams. In the previous set, we saw TVC maintaining a margin. Is it going to be the same? Ndongo goes in simple. Regan, of course, sees that delay in the blocking line up there and takes advantage of it. Mbappe goes to serve. We are back with that margin.
2 point margin.
Mbappe.
A tactic that is being used by most teams in this championship. Mbappe serving.
Yeah, it is actually a point.
I don't know whether to
If it
call
hadn't
that
power,
or tactic,
if it hadn't had power, and then it wouldn't have crossed
it
that
wouldn't
point.
have.
So that is pure luck.
And it means that he's really confident for him to
Yes.
make a jump serve at
Yes.
this. We've seen players starting with jump serve and slowly moving into float or just serving well on the floor.
Another serve.
Most
Alright.
of them,
Goes
especially
out.
with crucial matches, try to steer away from jump service that can be tricky with the limited space.
Yeah.
He seems to have mastered the art of serving.
Spun out of play. And they're back to that 2-point lead. Nicely received again by Mbappe. It is Adams who goes in really hard, but Wilson is there to stop him. James Mutero could not pick it up. But so of course that is just 1 point between the two teams. Another service by Equity Bank. Mbappe goes for it. It is Adams. And that ball goes out of play again. And they're now 7 points each.
Equity have equalized.
It was nicely played, yes, but
was nicely played.
almost hits the court
that
there.
It went out.
Out of court, another service that goes also out of court. And so TVC regained their lead.
1 point lead. That,
Some of these errors really what end up costing these teams.
they can be
And
really costly for
They
a team. And
can be avoided,
a
but
big advantage for.
they keep rearing their ugly head.
Well, it's the nature of the game. You cannot,
Exactly. Siret
have
picks it up
all.
and goes for it. And
So the
he
net. The net.
could not send that ball across the other side of the net. It's 9 for TVC, 7 Equity Bank. Eugene with the service. Siret again with that pick, and Regan Oselu takes advantage of that over-received ball. And of course, it's another 3 points ahead of Equity Bank. Another error in service there for TVC by Eugene Okello. You see, for Regan Omondi, he's quite a young player who's only played for Strathmore University. But the experience that he's showing here is quite encouraging
It is
for a
quite
player of.
encouraging. And I think in the case of any player who wants to build their talent and get better, playing time really has a big part to play at building
Yeah,
this
next
player,
touch.
the experience
Yes,
they
none.
get by playing, especially like what the opponents like Equity. You get to gauge yourself. Are you improving? Are you? And he seems to be growing. His graph seems to be getting better and better by the day.
Yeah, and you see even the previous encounter between Equity Bank and TVC, he was actually playing and he won for TVC, and so it's really encouraging to see that. Equity have gone ahead by 1 point.
By 1 point, and this could go either way.
Another mistake, if you ask me. Adams goes for the kill and brings it back to par. It's 11 ups, and he goes to serve.
Adam has really risen up to the occasion in this.
Another
particular
ex-Equity
set.
player.
Wow, wow. Clearly the team was spoiled for choice. I do not see how you let go of a player like Adams. But again, different seasons present players in different ways, and we thrive in different environments. Maybe he was meant to thrive in Trailblazers
TVC.
volleyball team, yeah? And again, there's
Wilson
room
goes in
for
so
everyone.
hard there. That's a touch out for Equity. Siriat goes to serve.
Maintaining the 1 point lead.
Almost seems as though they are just going 1-1. Very nice
Another
block
solid
by
block.
Derek apart, and TVC seems to be preparing for a
They are
change.
making a signal for some form of change.
Yeah, Derek apart with a beautiful block there, stopping Ndongo in his track. It is Sialo who is going to come back in. That ball is still in play.
Oh my. Communication very important.
Communication there causes that issue.
And it's understandable because Oselu and James are both vital organs in a team, with Mutero being the libero player, also well placed to set the ball, and Oselu being specialized in that position.
I think Oselu was the one who was blocking it, and so it might have been Obadiah at the back there. He fails to convert that, and I think they are going to make a change to bring in Sialo
In place of
Obadiah.
Obadiah.
Yes.
Both powerful attackers in their own right. Sialo being more experienced.
Yes, the experience is what counts here. You can see that conversation with the coach there. Mbappe again is stopping his track. And that ball is definitely the next serve. I mean, once Equity serves again, it will have to be Sialo who will have to make the difference. And that happens now. It is Sialo. Of course, his experience coming in handy.
They expect him to hit hard, and
Yeah,
he
he decides to play it twice. They are now 2 points behind Equity Bank. It's Derek Apat with a service.
Quite a strong front court lineup for TBC with Mbappe
Unless now such a thing happens.
and Sialo. Quite unfortunate for the server not to capitalize on that.
Exactly.
These are players who are well able in their front court defense and attacks.
And of course, this is going to be Sialo's attack again. Just watch it.
It's
I
definitely
can
going to
almost predict. Nicely picked up by Adams. It is Sialo. He makes the difference. Not yet. It is Mbappe.
The setter is spoiled for choice.
He's still in play. It is blocked. Comes back. Ndongo decides to play the witty card and sends Sialo diving in to pick that ball back up, but fails to do it.
Sialo seemed to have anticipated that touch-out.
Exactly.
He blocked and removed his hand mid-air.
There's quite some form of pressure now, considering Equity Bank have gone ahead by 4 points.
4 points is quite
Nicely
something.
picked up. There is a touch out. No, that ball actually goes out.
The ball is out.
Masezerano is going to come in, I think, for Regan Omonde. It was Eugene there who sent that ball flying out of court, and of course TVC for that timeout there.
Both teams trying to stay in the lead, with Equity having the upper hand of 4 points lead right now.
And if you notice that Equity Bank have benched Mugo again for the second day running. Even yesterday he didn't play.
Not sure why.
So unless they are giving the other setter another opportunity to play the tournament. But otherwise,
saving him for the league.
I thought that was something that cost them the game yesterday against Kenya Ports Authority. Because if you have a team like that, you want to ensure that you have a formidable squad. But we're not saying that the other setter is not good, but the experience, like the difference between Sialo here and Obadiah. And
He did try.
he tried it. I think
Change the course of that ball. That's
Exactly.
unfortunate. Like you said, it's true that the setter at Equity replacing Mugo is also a good setter, but it might also be a tactic by the coach to expose the junior setter. So
it is
whenever
Sialo and he goes for the kill. Ndongo could not stop him.
You want like your players to be well able when the time comes. So
Exactly.
and again,
So that
besides
playing chance for them.
Besides the competition, you also use the tournaments to gauge your players, give them exposure, enable them to gain a bit of confidence as they play. A service for
TVC by Cialo, yes. And they're now 5 points behind. He serves it nicely, well received by
Goma attempts to get a
also.
point.
And Ndongo, of course,
Was a powerful.
with a very
shot.
quick finish
It was a
by
quick
Ndongo there.
And even the trajectory of that ball, the second step was a bit faster.
Faster, yes.
Did not give time for
The
the center
blocking
blocker
line,
to get
yes.
to attack it. You want a left attacker who is
Goes to serve Ndongo, which is of course given to
and it's up.
Cialo. It's nicely picked up. Some
And
wheat
it's
there.
up. It's a chance ball.
Cesarano. They could not.
It was too close into the net.
Cesarano and Eugene there.
Too close to the net. What will it be? The point for Trailblazers. Mbappe going to serve.
Now
Even
they've
if
made
they
several
lead,
errors, like I
wow.
said. Those errors in service, you see, are now costing TBC.
5 points. That's
That
quite
is-
a number. And Equity having stepped on to the 20-point mark.
That ball goes out of play.
It's out. It's out.
From
Equity
Mbappe.
looking for 4 points.
Yes. And see, once you have a lead, you really should be comfortable and play this with that courage and energy, avoiding all those mistakes. But now, you know, TBC have given out the lead that they had, the comfortable lead they had. It's now again still 5 points between the two teams. And Eugene goes to serve. That ball goes out of play.
Nobody saw that coming.
Eliud Kipkemboy
And they narrow the
narrowed
margin
it down
to
to
4 points.
4 points now.
And they make it to
Eugene
equalize.
there with a service. Is it in play? Yes, it is. Wilson, of course. That retreat by Adams has cost that team. So instead of supporting the middle blocker there, Derek Apart, he sort of just stood there. See?
Probably did not anticipate
yes.
setting it at the middle position.
5 points again. Tero picks it up. Cialo swings and kills it. Cialo kills it. There's a net touch, but of course it is played in court. That ball is definitely in court. There is a timeout by
Equity
Equity
Bank
Bank.
probably sensing danger.
Yeah, once you allow them to come back,
Since
there's an
Trailblazers has gained 3 points consecutively. That should give you butterflies in your stomach.
yeah, you can see the
Means
conversation
that
there.
They can get there.
Proper pep talk by Coach Omondi there and Coach Oselio to his boys on what happened, especially with that block that we've just seen. But yeah, that is a conversation he's having with his blocking defense.
Mukop equally giving the boys a heads up, like you need to do something. You cannot let them get to us. They're dangerous when they do.
Yeah, it's Masezerano with the service. Goes to serve, nicely picked up, almost goes out of play.
Trying to get
It is an
to
easy one, still in
really
play.
good sets.
Cialo goes for it, it is still in play, goes back out. It is in play still. Of course,
Another
Cialo there
point. Closing
stepping
the
up
gap.
for the team with a lot of experience there. Slowly but surely that
Slowly
gap
but surely.
is growing smaller. It's Zerano again. There's no one else. Oh, it is blocked by Cialo there. It's the one-man block, and there's only 2 points between these two teams. It's another timeout by Equity Bank.
Equity seem to have been stagnant.
Now
ever
they have,
since
I think,
hit 22.
some form of panic mode here.
I think it's panic mode. And
Yeah,
also-
because you have 6 points, a 5-point lead. It's now only 2 points. And it's the second timeout in 2 scores.
So basically, they are literally
So-
out of timeouts.
Yeah.
And
Any error they make from now on,
they will not have a chance.
they'll not have a chance to sort of
Upon now the players
relax
on court to
and
decide.
re-strategize. Of course, we are letting you know that even at TVC, we have our exclusive collection of best sport kit in the country, arguably. And if you really want a piece of that, then reach out via the number on your screen right now and place your order. We'll ensure that it gets to you wherever you are in this beautiful country of ours. It is the... Oh, that was hard luck.
Serve on the net at that point.
Critical stage.
Very critical stage.
It's 23-20. And Cialo is, of course, ahead there. Depends now on how they receive it. It goes to Cialo with a kill there.
He does not disappoint.
He really doesn't disappoint Moses Cialo. For once I thought it would go to Adams or at least a part there in the middle, but Masezerano decides his experience for him. Adams goes to serve. Any error now in whatever part of the goes out of play.
And he hits it outside. Outside.
There's only 1 point now.
1 point gets to Equity and 2 points to finish the set for Equity.
Yeah.
Anything can happen at this point. The rain
Someone
scoring
else.
hard outside the NYAYO National Stadium.
Mbappe steps out. David Neke replaces him for the blocking defense there. Adams with the service. It is now theirs for losing this. They did not. Oh, it's actually in play. Oh, Cialo thought that that ball would go out, so he didn't even stretch his arms to block. I think he thought that, you know, Ndungu was looking for a touch-out. And so
he has resorted to playing the quick balls, despite being a wing attacker. His balls are quite fast, giving him an added advantage.
Equity as well, rethinking their blocking defense. Right now,
They take this set and
Wilson with the
24.
service. It's not his usual jump services. Cialo goes for the kill. It's too hard, but it goes out, and so Equity Bank wins this. And you see, considering he lost the other point, he should have, you know, tried to play this one with some form of wit. So of course there will be a discussion about why he decided not to stretch his hands and block. There will definitely be a realignment of that formation. But it's been a tight one. Well, it is just a replication of what happened in the first set. It's 25-22.
That clearly indicates that both teams are
Each
at
side is
par.
really fighting.
They are both strong. They are both, it could go to whichever team that has the day today. The best team doing quite literally.
Yeah, and you see the difference. Those 3 points are because of those service errors. See those expensive
Yes,
mistakes
they
that they
are.
keep making?
Yes.
So in the first set, it cost Equity Bank. This one, it has cost TVC. There's one that Masezerano did at the very tail end, sending Equity Bank to 23 points. And of course, you can see the points on your screen. It's 25-22. Points from attack, 11 for TVC and 8 for Equity Bank. Points and from blocks, 5 for Equity Bank and 2 for TVC. Service aces, of course, 2 for TVC. There's none for Equity Bank. And the points are from component errors. Of course, there's more for Equity Bank at 11 and 7 for Trailblazers. So literally, this game has just begun again.
It has just begun.
And whoever wins the second set, if they can maintain the momentum, then of course they'll go to the third one. And if they maintain that one, they'll win. Otherwise, it will go to 5 sets at this rate because it's just the similar scores per set so far. It's 1-1, Equity versus TVC, and of course, this live is coming to you courtesy of Trailblazers Volleyball Club and Mafro Sports. We are going to continue keeping you up to date with what's happening here at the NYAYO Indoor Arena. And of course, the gymnasium is filled to capacity now that the other match that was at the Ulinzi complex that saw Kenya Prisons beat GSU 3-1 to knock them out of the competition has ended. And so we are going to bring you more of this action just shortly after this brief break. This lineup now has started with Cialo on court and also Masezerano in place of Regan Oselu for TVC. Of course, David Neke is out, Bapi is back, and of course Apat and Adams continue to play. Wilson there for Equity Bank. It's 1-1 now.
Well, we are yet to see how this set takes shape. It's going to be quite interesting to want to know who is going to break the tie, with each team tying at one side each.
And Cialo is blocked, but again, Masezerano trusts him to deliver that. That ball has some form of touch, and of course Cialo jumps high, looks at the spaces behind the blocks, and he's being congratulated there by his colleagues Masezerano and Apat. For that, so they expected that he would go hard on that attack, but just places it right behind that blocking line. It's Adams there with the service. James Mutero sharing some like moments with the referee there. Adams with that simple serve. That ball goes out. Off play.
Both teams coming in strong, trying to use as much power as possible, because they both realize that their opponent is not a team to be played with. So you need to come, bring your A game and make sure you kill it as fast and as strongly as you can.
I think the mantra is it's either go hard or go home. So
go hard or go home, indeed.
Again, that ball now is in court. Of course, there's some gap in that block line between Apat and Mbappe there. The match continues. Equity with the service. It's Wilson. We haven't seen him do any jump service that we used to see him do. Mbappe again. Is there a net touch? Maybe not. Hits the net. Ndumu there.
Ndumu trying to hit it.
I think Cialo has expected that from him for quite a while. Sort of explains why he hesitated in the other set to stretch his arms in blocks.
Ndumu is quite a witty attacker, very experienced
So
and
goes for the kill.
clever, trying as much as he can to get a point.
Okello does not get there, and it is a problem that he'll have to handle with the coach. Mbappe, is it Mbappe? It is Cialo. Of course, goes for the kill.
Mbappe is quite a good receiver for TVC, doubling up as a dependable left attacker. You want a left attacker who is quite a receiver that can contain the pressure of a service, however powerful it is.
Exactly. It is Cialo with the service. There seems to be an issue with the antenna there.
It's a common attempt or formula for most teams to serve at the strongest attacker of the team in order to destabilize them. So you want an attacker who is a good receiver, can receive that ball and go ahead and hit it. That basically is what forms a good left attacker. They are otherwise known as strong attackers. They are strong attackers for a reason.
Yeah.
So you cannot be inadequate in your attacks as a left attacker and be lacking also in backcourt defense. Very important. TVC leading 5-3 in this third set of this match, TVC against Equity Bank. We are also yet to realize whether it's the case of a court being, one side of the court being the lucky side. It's a common belief that there's a side that is the winning side. So we are yet to find out. If Trailblazers really take this set, it means that definitely this side is the winning side. And also we are assured of a 5-setter if that is indeed is the case.
Yeah. There seems to be quite some challenge with the oh no, there is actually no one to stop Ndungu there. Of course they try to form, but again that issue, so that combination of Eugene and Masezerano there, I think Eugene today is a little bit slow in terms of just moving in to block. Mbappe plays that ball out.
Well, his intentions were good.
Yeah.
His intentions
but
were
it
good,
does not matter now.
Unfortunately,
what intentions he had, because that ball, that point is gone.
Yes, definitely.
Ndongo again with the service. Mbappe picks it. It goes, of course, to our friend Cialo, who once again plays the witty game. He swings as though to attack and then just places it there.
Everyone anticipating a powerful hit from
Basil
him.
really fighting hard to get to that ball. We have Mbappe now with a service. Is it a jump serve? Definitely. But it's not the one that we are used to, and it goes out of play.
They increase the margin to 2 points ahead. Mbappe serving, and it goes out. Could it be that the limited space within the NYAYO National Stadium could have played a major part in the results we're seeing on the services today? A service for Equity, 1 point ahead for TVC. And it's a good block. It's a good block, and Equity equalizes. Equity equalizes. It's difficult to tell who is going to take this set. Whoever is going to take this set will have an upper hand and an easier work moving forward to the next set. It will also going to play a major mental role. Good blocks from Equity Bank there. And he attacks it, and clearly it's a point. Another additional point for Trailblazers. Eugene seems to have woken up at the center there. It's been lingering for a while now. And he serves a good reception. Witty, and it falls right in front of Cialo. There we go. Again, is it Ndung who did that? Definitely. Good reception by Mbappe. And that's a smart move. A very smart move. It's a good service, good set, and he manages to kill it. Clearly, the backward defense is lacking on the Trailblazers side, with Equity trying as much as possible to lick those blocks with those powerful attacks. Apart was a bit late at defending that ball, so it was a one-man block that proved to be impossible to stop the Equity attacks. Cialo, it's a block out. Experience comes into play. They are leading now. Trailblazers leading at 11-9. Will they maintain this lead? Will Equity recover? We are yet to find out. Good service there. It's outside. It's outside. This only goes to show that the block defense is well formed for there not to be any form of linkages that will enable the opponent to hit it on court. A timeout by TBC coach Mr. Geoffrey Omondi, trying to talk the boys into maintaining this lead. Also Kirongo looking rather the timeout is for Equity. Kirongo looking like a worried man right there. That he knows that that 3-point lead could prove difficult to come back from. It's going to take a lot for them to chase from behind. You work twice as hard when you're chasing from behind. And we are yet also to see whether Trailblazers will maintain this lead or...
that is a challenge, right? Being able to, once you step ahead, come back and, maintain that lead. Right now it is still Masizerano serving from the point where they were 9-ups. That ball did not actually cross. Cialo goes for the kill, and Wilson there covers himself just in case that ball hits him. See what happened there. Came to this other side, and Cialo with the kill there. It's now 4 points ahead, TBC. Cesarano, nicely picked by Basil there. He's nicely picked. Cesarano, does he go for? Of course, it's Cialo. There's another net touch by the Equity Bank side. And now it is 14-9.
14-9, that margin is slowly but surely growing.
Grow.
It is growing.
Is there another? There's a change by Equity Bank. They have replaced the setter. Elias has come in. Cesarano there with a slight error.
An error in service automatically gives the opponent an obvious point.
Exactly.
One that they have not worked hard for, and it's dangerous when that opponent is ahead of you. They are just lucky that Masezerano's loss of service is not in a case where Equity is ahead of them.
Yep, Siret with a service, nicely picked by Mbappe. It is Adams goes for the kill. There's a net touch, I think, again by Equity. And they sort of get that point easy off of the hands of Ndongo there, and there's a change. Ndongo goes out, and I think Nyongesa
Vitalis Wekesa comes in.
Yes. There's a net touch by TDC's Apart Derek. Still 4 points between the two teams. The challenge again is still for TDC to maintain that lead, maintain that gap. You can see that there are areas in the pitch where the rainfall is coming from.
And that was one solid block for...
One solid block by Vitalis Wekesa there, you say?
Against...
Cialo.
Very exciting for Vitalis because...
Yeah, it is at this point probably that he should have thrown that ball out. And he's having a conversation with the ref there.
Seems to have to be a problem by the player. Ntero trying to calm him down, and it seems to have ended on a light note.
Exactly.
Good to
so
see.
It's now back to 3 points. That margin. Mbappe again picks it. It is for Mbappe to finish. Does he finish it? He's still in
it's
play.
back. He saved it. Are they going to use it? Cialo trying to be smart about it.
Nicely picked again by Mutero.
Mbappe
is stopped in his tracks.
Block. Very nice
Mbappe
block.
is stopped in his tracks by that
Literally
powerful.
stopped in his track by one Nobestas Kipkosgei. Very tall fellow.
Another 2 points. Can't take that back over the net. They have to really calm down TBC.
They really do have
yeah,
to.
especially from that rally and the way they couldn't convert it. There definitely is a challenge there for them to remain composed and to play this. Eugene there in the middle. There has been quite a challenge in terms of blocking it.
Apart making the serve.
Playing it in the middle again. I told you, right in the middle there, Mbappe just goes wide. He doesn't form that block, and you can see the result of that.
And the center block not being quite effective on TVC.
And especially when Eugene is in
blocking
front,
alongside.
Because when it is apart, there is quite some difference there. Hey, he's still in play. Wekesa.
And a good big Cialo.
Cialo is blocked again.
You have to love
Cialo
the way
is blocked again by Kipkosgei there.
Kipkosgei decided that
it is
it's
only
Cialo
1 point.
and it's Cialo.
He should have went in hard, and of course that rebound was too sharp to be salvaged.
It was too sharp, I think, because he came in strong.
Exactly.
Trying
It's
to
15 all now.
The points Mbappe receiving.
Mbappe goes for the kill. It's blocked out.
It's blocked out.
And
capitalizing on Git's
a
block,
4
shot
point lead,
block.
yeah?
Yes.
4 points lead now reduced to just 1 point.
Yes.
So TVC really have to up their game.
They really have to up their game.
Especially that defense at this particular point, the middle block there has an issue, and so they have to again see goes on there,
and it's a
and
two-man block.
Actually works for now.
TVC
I think
will have to capitalize
so that
on the short block on
Mbappe and
the right side of the court. The
Mbappe
shorter block,
and,
if they keep giving it to Cialo, then it's going to be difficult. The shorter block of the equity side is on the right side.
They actually, I thought they, okay, yeah.
Because Elias Gates is a bit short, that is a disadvantage for him, considering how high Mbappe jumps.
Yeah. Let's see if they can defend this one. Or once, even for the start, if that service will be caught, it is it the middle ball? And they block it again really nicely. Eugene this time around now stepping up. Because we've seen the previous ones. in the middle there was a gap, so Masezerano and Eugene jump up, and the attacker just goes straight. Wekesa there goes just straight for Eugene's hands. It's now back to 3-point lead. Cialo still serving there. Oh, that is an ace.
It's an ace
From Cialo there. Siret could not direct that ball to his setter Elias. Rather sends it away to the fans. And he's back. They're back to the 4-point lead, TVC, and of course Equity Bank
calling a timeout
for that timeout there. Adams is happy about what he's seen. Cesarano, of course, the coaches are happy about it, and even about what Eugene has been able to do there. You see Coach Oselu having a conversation with Masezerano. Of course, he himself has quite a wealth of experience in being a setter.
Yes, he was a setter. He has played in the setting position. And Omondi, we have to mention that he was a very dependable center blocker in his heydays. So both coaches having a history in volleyball, which puts them in a good position to realize what mistakes to correct and what moves to make. Also Kirongo being a very dependable center blocker, and also the assistant coach Equity having a history in volleyball. So they're actually dealing with people
Everyone
who know
here is
exactly
about
what they're doing.
Yeah, Cialo again with that service invites 4 points between the two teams, with TVC in the lead. Cialo goes for the jump again. Siret picks it. How is it played? Nicely blocked again by Masezerano. But he's still in play. Masezerano plays it. How does it happen?
Complaining
There's
that
an
is
issue.
Overreach. Is
Nicely
it really?
picked. It's James Mutero. Mbappe, and it's blocked out. It's 20 points for TDC and 15 points for Equity Bank. There was a slight altercation there. Players asking whether there was an overreach of some sort, and it is still Cialo with the service. The setter, jersey number 11, back in play.
Back in place of
Replacing Elias Gitao there is
Felix Otieno.
Cialo sends that ball flying.
Probably trying to hit it as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Equity narrowing the margin by 4 points. But TVC having the added advantage of being at 20.
Eugene there playing it simple.
Oh.
What's happening?
Still struggling.
What is happening here? Eugene goes for the kill. There's a net touch.
There's a net touch.
Yeah, you could see Cialo preparing, just swinging right there, waiting to go for the kill. And you see, we must commend what Basil is doing there for
Basil
Equity Bank.
Really
the
has
libero
the
there.
backcourt defense on
Yeah,
point.
he has that defense.
He
On
really
point,
has,
Siret goes out, is being replaced by Eli. In the previous set, Eli just came to set, but now he's just replaced Siret completely to play. That is easy for Adams. That, again, sending the gap to 5.
And TVC
Actually 6.
22.
Yeah.
6 points.
6 points between the two teams.
With Mbappe serving.
Another jump serve, definitely. It is Eli who picks it. Cialo goes for it. Mbappe goes for the kill. It is touched out. No. Actually, it goes flying out without any touch. It was a good idea by Masezerano there.
It was a good idea.
Try
at
and
this point,
stabilize the block
as a
there.
setter, you want a player that can easily deliver for you. Sort of question of
they
giving
have Eugene
equal.
there, they have Adams, and of course Cesarano there as the setter. It is, of course,
And he hits it on the net.
hits it on the net again. This
On the
guy,
net.
Cialo, brings down the difference to 4 points.
And it was a good set from Cesarano.
Yeah,
Tried as much as he could to
it's
split
just
those
4 points
blocks.
now between the two teams.
And 3 points to the
3
end
points
of the
to the
set.
end of the set for TVC. Nicely picked up by Mbappe. Adams is still in play. Cesarano, Eugene goes for the kill. Quite simply. Because had he tried to go hard, the blocks there.
Wow,
would
well
have,
formed. Well, it's 23-18 in favor of Trailblazers.
Musa comes in to
Musa
serve,
comes in
replace
for
Eugene. Goes to serve Musa. Yesterday he also just came to do just that, service.
And let's see whether...
Nicely done. He's still in play, but the guys are too slow for it.
Good formation for
But Musa was
Equity there.
right where he needed to be able to pick it back up. Still 4 points between the two teams.
23-19. TVC having an upper hand.
Adam picks it up really nicely. It is Cialo, and it is blocked out.
Block out. It's also an advantage that
it's,
he's attacking it from behind the
Yes,
court.
yes.
That
It is.
space
Gives him enough
gives him
space
an
to swing.
added advantage of where to hit that ball and
Yeah.
how to play it. Also difficult for the blockers to block
Set
that
point for TVC. Cesarano with the service.
ball.
Serves
Serves
it
out.
out.
He serves out.
And it's
20-24. Still
Just
have
1 point.
They
It's
still
1 point
have
to
an
the end
added,
of this match. TVC. It's really theirs for the
actually
win.
the end of this set.
This set, sorry.
Yes, and
Early with that service. And it is, of course,
it's in. It's in.
it was in.
It's in.
I think he went
He
on
tried
that
to
with a
play
lot
on
of
a
simplicity.
touch-out. He was trying to play with the hands in the air, trying to
Yeah,
get a
you see
touch-out.
the way even, the angle with which he hits that ball, there was no power.
He probably thought that he was close to the line outside, like the
Coaches
base
are
of the
wondering
line.
what's happening there.
And the fact that they called a timeout, they do realize that this could go opposite.
The coach
Equity
is not
is known
pleased
to
with that. Coach
fight
Omondi
from behind.
not happy about what he saw there, but it is what it is. It's already
It is
done.
what it is.
So they have to defend this one. They actually have to receive well, and then whoever does the kill has to do it well, unless of course Eli decides to put that service on the net.
Well, we have seen a lot of that in these matches
Or
today.
serve outside of the
Serving
court.
outside at
There's another
crucial
change.
points of the match.
Another change.
Well,
Number 14.
jersey number 14,
I think it was
one
Eliud.
Eliud.
Kipkemboi
Abraham
steps
Kipkemboi.
out.
Abraham Kipkemboi.
Steps
Then we
out
have-
And one Martin Kipto
Is it
comes
Kipto?
in.
Yes, Kipto comes in to replace Kipkemboi there. Eli with that.
Well,
And
again,
of course, Apart finishes it. It's 2-1 in favor of TVC. And that margin is it's almost actually the same as the other one, the other two sets. It's 25-21.
It is quite close.
And so Equity again have to think about we are going to prove your theory of the winning side.
On the winning side, right?
If
This
Equity
is-
wins this next set.
If Equity wins this next set, then
Then we will-
true.
We'll have something to talk about. So it's 25-22, 22-25, 25-21. TVC leading in 2 sets to 1. Remember the matches that have been played today here. I think the previous match, AP Kenya won that match 3 sets to 1. The match that was played at Ulinzi Complex,
Quite a
GSU were
thriller.
beaten 3 sets to 1 by Kenya Prisons. And the matches that are being played at the Kasarani Indoor Arena, KCB beat Kenya Prisons Ladies 3 sets to 0, and we are here to get the results in as far as the DCI versus Pipeline match went. But stay tuned. We'll continue to bring you that all that information live.
Well, the end of the third set in favor of Trailblazers, 2-1 as it stands, 25 Blazers, 21 Equity. Well, the attacks, Trailblazers had 16 attacks, quite many compared to the 6 that Equity had. Equity had more blocks than Trailblazers with 6 against 3. The services, an ace that we saw from Cialo, I think. 1 against 0 from Equity, and opposite errors. Equity had less errors compared to Trailblazers that had 5 against 9. So we are yet to see how this match is going to pan out, how it's going to end. Arch rivals meeting again after they met in the last leg, and I don't know who will take the day. It's a knockout match.
Yes.
Who is going to advance to the
semi-finals?
A thriller that we are hoping will be tomorrow at NYAYO National Stadium or Kasarani Indoor Arena.
By the end of the day.
We hope you will join us. You will come in the numbers, because we're promising you it's going to be to have you at the edge of your seats.
And of course, yeah, this live is coming to you courtesy of Trailblazers Volleyball Club and Mafo Sports. We're taking a very short commercial break before we resume the 4th set. So just stay tuned.
And we are back with the fourth set of this competition, the second quarter final of the BITOK International Tournament, featuring Equity Bank against TVC. TVC leading with the set scores 2-1, and
of course, again leading in this particular set.
In this particular set,
4 points to 1.
4 points to 3, and an advantage for them having 2 sets in this particular match.
Funny comment here in the comment section on YouTube. Somebody is saying, Nico Matasa is saying we are robbing Equity Bank in broad daylight, and when it's even raining. Yeah. Eliud keep Kemboy there, goes in hard, and there's only one man blocking him. So, and the tosser there also was creative in the way he set that ball. Eliakim Mameda saying set 5, and this time Equity will carry the day. We are waiting to see that. Vincent Mokua unasema win ni muhimu, team TVC. This set will end at 3-1 in favor of TVC. That is Kiggs. We also wait to see that. Good job, Blazers, by teacher Eric Daly. I'll see Eugene with that. And there is a net touch. It's actually 4 touches by Equity Bank there. Spins off the hands of the setter there. Or is it just the fact that he hit the net? It's 5-all. It's Yalo with a service. It's a net serve from Moses Cialo. Takes Equity to 6 points. Nicely picked up by
Cialo. Is there a touch? There's no
Cialo
touch. And Equity probably
taking that 2-point lead now, Equity Bank. Stanley Kimanzi unasema game ni ngumu, but TVC will win. Adams picks it up, James Butero sets it. It is, of course, Julian Mbappe who goes in for that kill. Beautifully done, just as seen from that replay there. Siret tries to stretch and pick it up, but it's too far on that ball. It's Mbappe with the service, I think. So jumps up, nicely big, toes out of play. They are back to being at white, 7-all, and it's Mbappe again with the service.
Philip attempting to get into court, substitution looming
Ball goes
on
out of play.
the Equity side. Equity probably realized that if they lose this set, it's over for them. So
Yeah, they have to make all the changes they need.
They have talked. Looking at the score margin right now,
Ndongo is
8-7
coming in.
they're ahead. So clearly they need to do something.
Ndongo is
was
coming
very
in
instrumental
for
in the win of the
Italy's
sets
Kesa.
they've won. So he is quite dependable for the Equity side. Probably that is why the coach decided to get him back on court. He has been a thorn in the flesh of TVC in the set that they took.
But I hope he serves it across. He does. And it is Adams who's left all alone to play it like he wishes. Of course, Mbappe with that reception there. Then Mascherano decides it just has to go to his outside hitter. Another change for Mbappe. David Neke comes in to block. No, actually not block, he's still in the backcourt. Eugene with the service. Siret picks it, and I think he'll go for it. And again, a part is too late. Godric Wekesa is saying we are Blazers, straight up to the banks to withdraw. All right. Equity is leading with 1 point now. think the setter there played with the psychology of the blockers, because he had them going up to block.
A block out.
Ball goes out. Just quite some amount of power from Adams.
Trying to re-strategize and make sure they minimize their
Errors
mistakes on court. Cesarano going
there.
to
There is
serve.
Cesarano. I think he has a good blocking lineup there.
He
He
does
should
have a good
actually
blocking
just
lineup, and he has
cross,
an
ensure that that
equally
ball crosses
good
over.
attack lineup on the opposite side.
Yeah. So
Yes, so
It's
that is why
whichever
I think they are as
the
good
best
as they
team.
Are. Yes, they are equal to the challenge.
Alex is saying if TBC does not win this, then Equity will. Picked up by Daudi. Adams.
Well played,
Wins it.
well played. It's an overreach. It's
But
an
he's in
overreach.
front.
It seems to
Saying
have
is,
reached too much across the net. The ball was in the opponent's side.
All right.
And by touching it, it automatically becomes an overreach.
Let's have a look at it.
It did
And
cross
ball
the
comes.
net. It
Okay,
did
yeah, it
cross the net. A point for Equity.
James
Might be
Montero
looking
there
at
having a
a
conversation with
five-setter.
what happened. So they
It's
served,
an
but
ace out. It's an ace.
it's an ace. I think Cialo just moved aside and so confusing David Neke.
Montero trying to contest something with the referee. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what.
it's about that overreach. Neke picks it. Adams goes for the kill. Earns it. Now 1 point. Very nice set from Cesarano there as
It is
well.
a very nice set.
David Neke in the blocking defense line there. Adams with that service. And of course,
And it's up.
Daudi. It's still
Well
up.
set.
Dongo.
Simple ball for Neke. Cialo.
Cialo goes for that kill, and of course they go one step. It's actually now 11 all.
It's 11
I
all.
thought they were
They just equalized
yeah, they
points.
just equalized. Is it Moses Cialo with the service? No, there's a change. Kito is coming back in. Yes, Kemboy there. And they're thinking about the blocks. Equity. James has it. Is it Cialo? Yes, it is Cialo. The ball is still in play. That ball does not
No,
cross.
it did not go. It did not go.
All cost them.
That change proving not to be too good for Equity.
Yeah.
Probably the nerves coming into play.
Well, they are still at par. It's not that there's a margin, so I
There
don't
is
think
no
it
point of
really
a margin.
is. Adams with the service. Nicely picked. The new again does not cross the net. There has to be another change. I think he'll have to.
As settled as
Regan coming in.
Regan coming in for Cesarano. Going to
Thinking
serve.
about that block. No, it is still Adams with the service.
Oh, it's still Adam serving.
2 points ahead. And Equity go out on a timeout. Call for that timeout. Kipto with two very glaring mistakes there
Very.
that have sent them
And
giving
in
away
short
their points.
succession. Very short
Exactly,
succession.
just consecutive errors there that he's made. Remember, we're bringing you this live courtesy of Trailblazers Volleyball Club and Marfo Sports, and we are going to continue bringing you this exclusive coverage of the BITOK International Volleyball Tournament live from the NYAYO Stadium, and tomorrow, of course, from the Kasarani Indoor Arena. Remember, you can get our kits, the different colors, whether you want the blue, the green, or the orange kit. Just place an order through using the number that is there on your screen, and we'll ensure that it gets to you. Matasa, you're saying we must maintain the momentum, Blazers. Tosa must give 10 ball to Neke. Thank you for that. Adams again with the service. It's an issue with the reception there. Kipto again, spins it easy, makes it easy. Regan thinks about Cialo. There's a net touch again. by either Kipro or the other player there. Victor Olo was saying TVC are blazing the way, and the ray from Blazers is just too much for the bankers to visualize. A pulsating match, but it's all about who controls the match. Couldn't agree more, Victor Olo. Thank you for that observation, and thank you for joining us in this live broadcast. Adams again. Basil this time round picks it up, goes to this other side. Neke cannot stop Siret, and it is well, it was a nice block, but it was played out. Mutua comes in for Adams. That is the change by Blazers, and it's 2 points now between the two teams. Sire to the service, poorly received by David Neke, and you can see the frustration there.
Probably needing a bit of time to settle into the set.
Of course,
having come in for the first time from the beginning of this match.
Win that. 2 points still. TVC have to really think about their middle blocks now. Eugene is back on court. Let's see if he is able to stop the onslaught from Equity Bank. Apart goes to serve.
Well received.
Neke. And again, there is that gap in between those two that gives away that point to Equity Bank. There was a really nice block, just passes through the middle of.
And you have to give it to Siret. He's been really constant in his attack from the beginning of this match. Very, very good attack.
Wilson with that service. We've seen him do jump services before. He's not done them now.
It's up.
It's still up.
Dongo sets it. Dongo attacks it again. And, coming back into play.
That gap
really
there.
Meaty, really
the middle
meaty
of the middle blocks for Trailblazers again, proving to be the problem here. The missing link, if you ask me. Because now the Equity Bank has equalized. Regan has been replaced by Masizerano.
Equity Bank serving. Service by Wilson Cheriot.
The reception by Neke there.
It's out, it's out.
Plays it out of play.
Equity takes the lead, 16-15.
Veronica, you're asking about JSU. JSU have been eliminated from this tournament by Prisons Kenya. And you're saying Equity chased away players who are now playing for Blazers and beating them without any mercy. Well, there's that. That is one of them, Moses Sialo. And I think it is Sialo who is going to serve.
And the points stand at 16-16. It's a quite closely knit.
The difference is going to be made by the team that is going to reduce all those errors.
A decline in the backcourt defense on the part of Equity, but also block defense on the part of Trailblazers has really been declining.
To that reception.
Dongo is a net touch. Masezerano.
Masezerano there for TVC. And Equity go 1 point ahead. I am certain this is going to be Sialo with that ball.
Abraham making the serve. It's a jump float.
It seemed really challenge there with his kick.
It's up. It's still up.
It's up, but not in play. So
well, it was a good attempt.
Trial.
A good attempt by the team.
Again, just 1 point. No, they are at par now.
They are at par.
There seems to be
service by Sialo.
No, it's David Neke.
Oh, David Neke serving for Trailblazers. Equity proving to be very stubborn in this set. They don't want this match to end.
You wouldn't want to give it away easily, would you?
Definitely not. Powerful attack. Again by Siret.
Is it Siret?
Is it really Siret? It's a Kipkemoy.
And Eugene was slow. Yes, you can see the swing, but he was slow in getting to that point. Is also 1 point.
Ndungu serving.
That service, Eke.
An error in the reception. A free ball. Who will it be? Good, a powerful attack.
Adams.
It's a chance ball
Yes,
again. Going to
Cross
confirm
goes
it.
to-
Out.
brings it out.
It's outside.
18 all. Very good observation by Alex there about the middle area of both teams and how they are playing.
KPA team there getting ready to
Of course, KPA they
play
are coming
AP in the
They're
next
playing
match.
The administration police side in the next match.
Probably sensing
Change
that the
that
match is almost
service.
over.
They are able to stop him this time round. It is TVC who have been able to step ahead by just 1 point. Still Eugene with that service. If they're able to get to the 20-point mark as the first ones, TVC, then... Oh, really?
They are net touch. There might
There
just
probably
be a net
is a
touch.
net touch.
Let's see how that went.
There's actually a net touch. There is a net touch by, I think, the Equity side.
Equity side,
And
yes,
so
there
they
was a net touch.
are out on a timeout.
But you have to give it to that setter. That was quite a serious trick.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. It was really fast.
You have to be daring enough to do that.
You have to be daring enough to do that, and it would have worked for him had it not touched the net.
So 2 points lead for TVC. Eugene Okello still with the service. And James Mutero psyching up his colleagues there.
Kirongo
Kirongo is wondering
Bearing
where
on
the
his
rain started
team.
beating him.
Kirongo trying to encourage the boys. It's
But
not
it must
over.
be quite something for him to, have former players who are raining in hard on him.
It does. If you look at the volleyball scene, I think it does happen quite
Eugene
often.
Okello,
Even in
the
the
setter again. In the
Powerful
middle,
attack.
in the middle there again, Apat was
Really
too slow
attack.
to act. And that, just have a look at that again. Apat anticipated that it would go elsewhere, but Kiptoa, of course, taking advantage of that. It's now just 1 point again. Nice service, Neke picks it. And it is nicely played by Adams. Puts a lot of force behind that ball. Taking TVC to another 2 points clear in the lead. Wilson with that really good swing, but it could not yield much. Masizerano with the service. Adams, James Butero back with it. And Cialo sort of foretells that that ball will be set in that direction.
It was
The
definitely
opposite hitter, and he blocks
a
it,
good block.
stopping
Comfortable
Siret there.
lead for TBC. 3 points
3
ahead.
points now.
3 points to finish
Siret
the set
sort of
and
has a look
actually
at that.
take this
Um,
match.
Comes back. Ball just goes back to court. Cesarano still with a service. Siret again. Wilson is stopped in his tracks. That ball goes out from Siret. And that means it is now 4 points for TBC ahead of Equity Bank. I think he tried to, Derek Apat there, really being creative in just putting his hands back
Cialo also
down.
did the same. They probably anticipated a touch out.
And Eli is back on court for Siret. Eli with that error there. The ball is back. Eli sort of
Confusion again.
anticipates that And my oh my, that is Adams with a very sensational finish. And Dungu could not tell how fast that ball was approaching him. Finds him unawares, and that means, of course, it's set point for TVC.
TVC, 1 point.
19
to
for
go.
Equity. Another serve by easily picked up by Cialo, Cesarano, and of course Cialo finishes it really beautifully. Says Cialo, kisses the TVC logo there with a lot of pride for the team, celebrating there with his fellow players. And like Victor Olo is saying on YouTube, the resilience should be at par, but maximum effort in minimizing errors, especially at the service point, net fault and defense coordination. Really beautiful finish for the TVC side. And like Veronica was saying, the former Equity players robbing the bank of all the points here, and effectively sending Equity home from this competition.
Oh, Equity, just like General Service Unit, are out of the competitions.
And really these big teams leaving the competition at such a stage, therefore means that Trailblazers, you look at the set scores there, 25-22. They lost 22-25, then won 25-21. This time around, the margin has actually been bigger, 25-19. Whoever predicted that it will end 3-1 in favor of TVC, you have it. Centrine Inyait, you're saying congratulations TVC, thank you so much. Godric Kwekesa, you're saying which branch do you think we are going to raid? Well, it is already done.
And Trailblazers seems to have improved in their block defense, judging by the statistics of this particular set. 25-19 in favor of Trailblazers, and that marks the end of the set with 13 attacks ahead in comparison to 9 of Equity and 4 blocks and 0 for Equity. 0 ace services for Trailblazers and 3 for Equity. 8 against 7 close margin in the opposite eras. So congratulations TVC. We look forward to a thriller semi-final, considering this was a knockout stage. So as we move forward, we expect, considering the teams that have advanced in the respective quarterfinals, I think we're expecting quite a thriller. KPA, another strong contender, coming up against AP that we've just watched play earlier on in the day. Maybe is it KPA have been in the cold for a while today, not played any match? Is it going to play against them or for them? We are waiting to find out.
Veronica, you said TVC have weaknesses for middle blockers. Yeah, they need to work on that. Cialo is doing everything he can despite Equity letting him go. That is Keith Nderitu. And of course, Florence, somebody is saying, they are proud of you, the product of Lugulu Girls.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for keeping it locked to this match against TVC and Equity Bank. And of course, the next match is between Kenya Ports Authority and the Administration Police. Remember, TVC have posted the same results they posted yesterday against AP Kenya. It's a 3-1 win against their arch rivals Equity Bank. And of course, we are proud to be able to bring all these matches to you live. Of course, it's TVC and Mafro Sports that are behind this. And again, Florence, this has been a beautiful display.
It has been a beautiful display.